Phantom actually comes from within the script. There's a certain mention of Phantom in a scene, which is a very small, sort of an inconsequential mention. But by the end of the film, you realize why that word has been used as the title.
In Asian Vinod also we tried to do some authentic gunfights and that kind of thing. But it was an attempt at a secret agent kind of movie. Whereas this is a guy with an army background, usually going into some war zones. As well as, there are some set action pieces. They've all tried to be different in terms of...
Well, in the sense that Munich is also retribution for a terrorist attack. In that sense, it's similar. This is also retribution for the 26/11 attacks. But otherwise, the way the characters are played out, the way the mission itself is played out is very different because there is a certain geopolitical situation in the subcontinent which determines how we go about doing this mission.
I loved the film, and in fact, it probably is amongst one of my top 20 films. I don't know, I just thought it was a really, really well-made film, and when I read the script of Phantom, I honestly, it instantly kind of brought to mind Munich, yeah. Just from how interestingly the story is woven.
James Bond, Jason Bourne, Ethan Hawke. Which of these three would you pick for their action?
Tiger.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke is Mission Impossible.
Oh.
But James Bond has undergone an evolution, hasn't it?
Like
today's
his action is
Bond got after Bond had to change.
Yeah. So. Which one would you choose?
Right, out of those three, Bourne Identity.
Out of these three?
Yeah.
Who?
Bourne Identity.
Why would you pick him? I'm talking about the actor.
Oh, the actor, sorry.
Yeah, the actor, the action, everything.
No, I think still Bourne Identity because it's got the most emotion. For me, just action on its own is not very appealing.
Is the action more realistic in the Bourne Identity movies?
According to me, it's more realistic, but it's also very emotion driven. There's behind every action sequence there is an emotion, or it's reaching to an emotional place, and that to me is really important in the kind of films I want to see. I can't just see like a big action film that's not really got.
About these three actors and the roles they play, the kind of action movies you're making. Saif Ali Khan, Salman Khan, Hrithik Roshan, all of them have done these kind of, even John, all of them have played these kind of espionage movies. Who would you say is the best at this kind of action? They all do it differently. I know it's a different kind of story and different kind of action, but still.
No, I think action is something which is with today's technology and with today's facilities available, most sort of actors can do it. Because I really, except in Tiger and a couple of scenes which are like very set action pieces, I've always tried to create action which is part of the narrative. So for me, it's important that it's part of the actor's performance. Like in Phantom, even though they are sort of, except maybe the opening car chase, which is like a set piece, it opens. But even that, we in some sense when you see the film, it's a throwaway. We just throw it away. We don't want to present it as this big ass action piece. It just happens and it's over. I feel that in Phantom what's really worked is the fact that action was needed at that point in time in the storytelling, and there's a emotional core running through that action, and what differentiates Phantom from the other films that I've done is that actually there's hardly been a use of a double in Phantom, because it's very real. It's actually getting down, and they've had the nicks and cuts and scratches and bruises, because I think it's tougher to do real action than to do, say, cable supported action. Cable supported action, there's less danger of falling and getting hurt, but when you actually do roll on the ground, the chances of getting hurt is much more.
It's a controversy that these people have unnecessarily raised over this movie. Don't you think that people would be more determined to see it, even if it's a pirated version?
People are definitely going to watch it. In fact, they're going to watch it much more now, because Mr. Hafiz Saeed has suddenly raised everybody's curiosity. They want to see Hafiz Saeed ne kyun isko ban kiya before seeing the film.